We want to head back to the Middle East. The Pentagon says an advanced U.S. anti-missile system will be operational in Israel in the near future, with components for the system starting to arrive as early as today, as the U.S. warns Israel that it must increase the amount of humanitarian aid entering Gaza in the next 30 days, or they risk losing access to U.S. weapons funding. So for more on this, I want to bring in CBS News national security correspondent Charlie D'Agata, who's reporting to us this morning from the Pentagon. Charlie, good to see you, my friend. So explain again to our viewers why the United States is sending the THAAD system to Israel, how it will help bolster Israeli defenses. We're all already familiar with the Iron Dome. How does this sort of buttress that defensive system?
Yeah, so the THAAD, it's the Terminal High Altitude Area Defense System. And when I asked yesterday those exact questions, what does this do? Which role does this fill? Which hole is in, Israel's much vaunted air defense systems? These weapons are specifically designed to shoot down ballistic missiles. And although U.S. forces were used the last time, there was a huge Iranian retaliation in Israel in deploying warships to intercept those missiles. Some of those missiles got through. It got through Israeli Defense Forces, air defenses. It got through U.S. air defenses, and it was a barrage, about 180 of them. So this gives another tool in the toolbox for U.S. forces to come to the defense of Israel. What's significant about here is you have U.S. boots on the ground. They've already started arriving. It takes about 100 people to run this missile system, and as you said, they're expecting it should be operational in the coming days.
I think it's interesting, Charlie, that we're all reporting this morning on what the United States is asking Israel to do, which is to provide more humanitarian aid to Gaza, and they have to do that within the next 30 days. My first thought was, well, that's after the U.S. election. That timeline runs after the U.S. election. So whoever is the next president of the United States will have to deal with that or not. But what would that delay look like on Israel's military capabilities?
Well, it certainly is curious timing, and we've been discussing it here, and they won't comment on it, but it is a deadline. In the past, we have heard, the State Department, you've heard the DOD trying to tell the Israelis they've got to do more to help out the humanitarian situation in Gaza itself. So the timing itself is curious, and the fact that there is a 30-day deadline. But I can't underscore enough how important that relationship is between Israel and the United States when it comes to arms. We are the biggest provider of arms to Israel. They're not only using U.S. weaponry in Gaza itself, but they're coming to rely on U.S. weapons in other conflicts against Hezbollah in Lebanon, in the defense of Israel itself against Iran. So these weapons, and you're seeing it right now, this is an advanced weapon group that's being sent to Israel. They are wholly reliant on the United States for those weapons.
All right, Charlie D'Agata reporting this morning for us from the Pentagon. Charlie, we appreciate you.
Thanks, Vlad.